Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a very special video for me. I am so excited to share with you guys my newest completed journal collection. So I have made 7 journals. They are vintage rose theme and pretty much vintage flowers, botanical, yeah, I'm just so happy to share them with you guys finally. I've actually completed them some time ago, so just before we start, I just want to say that these flip-through videos, because I have 7 journals, tend to get long. So I will always put chapters in those videos. So if you want to skip to the flip-through and you don't want to hear, for instance, any details or Etsy listing details, then you are free and welcome to do so. So you will see the chapters in the description box, and also if you hover your cursor kind of above the video, whatever, I think you know what I mean. Okay, so 7 journals, and I'm going to first start with giving you guys Etsy listing details, then some measurements and stuff like that about the journals, and then we will go to the flip through of those journals. So they are going to be listed in my Etsy shop for purchase over the weekend. I have not decided on a particular time yet, but by the time you see this video, you will find this information in the description box. So please check the description box under the video if you are interested in purchasing one of these journals. What else? I have 4 of those journals are kind of more decorated, filled with ephemera, and 3 of those are undecorated-ish. You will see what I mean by that, but they have more pages than the decorated ones. And yeah, I think that's it about the Etsy listing. The measurements. Okay, so I have my notes. So the journals are A5 size, which is my favorite size to make. This means they are 21 centimeters tall, or 8 inches and a quarter by 15 centimeters wide, or 6 inches, about 6 inches, and the spines are 6 centimeters or 2.5 inches. All of them have 3 chunky signatures. The decorated journals, so the ones that come with ephemera inside, 120 pages, and the undecorated ones come with 172 pages, so about 50 pages more for you to fill and decorate on your own. What else can I tell you guys? They are all handmade. The covers have been handmade. I tried a slightly different style this time, just because I was just wanting to try something new. So this is a more collaged, a little bit more of like a shabby chic style journal, which I really love. And I think I will just start by showing you guys the journals. So I think I'm going to remove those out of the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the decorated journals first. I'm going to tell you how they are going to be named in the shop. And first one we will do in detail, then the other ones I will show you quickly, and then the undecorated ones we will do the same thing. Okay, so here's the journal. Let me move these scraps out of the way. Alrighty, so I'm showing this one first because this one is kind of the first cover I made when I was making those journals. So alrighty, so this is the journal. This one is going to be called Vintage Blue Decorated in the Etsy listing, Vintage Blue Decorated. And okay, so let me show you first the covers. These are all hard covers. The covers are made from scratch with 3mm book board for the covers and 1mm book board, which is a bit more flexible for the spine. The spines are slightly rounded. And then the covers are all collaged with different bits and pieces. So we have buttons, we have some flowers, fabric and paper flowers. We have some gorgeous Indian appliques, lace, gold leaf trim, some fluffy lace here. And all of the covers come with a photo frame in the front. So these photo frames, which are inspired by Victorian photo frames, are available for purchase along with many other items in my Vintage Rose add-on kit. And all of my kits are currently, all of my everything in the shop, every digital in the shop is currently on sale for the whole week, so for till next Wednesday. And they all have a removable card, so you can replace this card with any photo of your choice. This is vellum here, yeah, so they all have a card. This one comes from my Vintage Rose collage sheet, and it is back with vintage pattern paper. So it slides back here, and I added this little lace tab to make it easier for you to remove it. And like I said, you can replace it with whatever you wish. Here is the spine, 3 signatures, 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And the back, I think most of the journals have some kind of decoration on the back, either lace like this one, which I love, with the pearls and the flowers, or some kind of cluster. So we will see that. And here you can see this beautiful vintage blue rose fabric. Then all of them come with a detachable tassel. It is attached here with just a jump ring, so you can pretty much, let me show you, just open it and take it out if you don't want it. On your journal you can replace it with something else, and the tassels are made the way that you can actually reuse all of the pieces. So this is just tied, all these lace pieces and ribbon and, excuse me, I think it's not focusing. Okay, here we go. And beads and all of that. It is just tied here with a bit of eyelash trim, so you can untie it or, you know, cut it and reuse all of those laces if you would like to, or you can of course just leave them as they are. And every tassel also comes with this homemade rose charm, which my amazing boyfriend made. This is a wood charm that he cut himself with his laser machine and then he painted this gorgeous warm brown color. So every journal has this as well. And yeah, I just love this style of tassel. It's slightly different from what I usually make, because I usually just focus on adding beads and maybe some buttons. There's a button here, I think, or maybe not on this one, but this time I just went with this more shabby chic, lacy kind of vibe. And here is how it looks from the top, and here is how it looks from the side, and I think it's so pretty and it's so soft and so fluffy. Okay, let's go inside. Alrighty. So the end pages, the front and back end pages of all of the journals are Vintage Rose illustrations from a kind of like a reproduction album that I have. So you can see both front and back here. I think they are super beautiful. Look how chunky this is. I love it. And the spines are lined with scrapbooking cardstock. Okay, so let's start. I haven't done a flip through in a while, so sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place. So for the decorated journals, in the front we have this flip out pocket. This is we made this together, and I will link below all of the videos that we made some items from those journals, and also all of the digitals that I used. So this is a junk mail envelope, window envelope, which we covered with some collage papers from my kit, some collaging, a little cluster, and it has a tag. This one is from Vintage Rose add-on and is backed with coffee stain paper, and there is this nice scrapbooking cardstock lining the envelope inside. Oops. This also flips out. You have some vintage ledger paper, which has been gilded around. Not sure if you can see, but it is shiny. And then scrapbooking cardstock. These little reinforcers are also from just some scraps from my kids, my Vintage Rose kids, and they kind of make it so that this envelope is on a couple of jump rings, if you can see that, and eyelets, and so this is just a reinforcer for the page. And then we have some Maggie Holmes scrapbooking paper, and I really like how it looks. I kind of embraced whiteness in this journal, and I just love how clean and how just, I don't know, elegant it looks with those. I love it. Okay, so here is a page from Vintage Rose, and there is a lot of clusters with vintage and modern kind of non-vintage laces, vintage buttons, and some beautiful sari fabrics. We have coffee stained paper, and I hope you can see the lace imprint. Then this is a page from an old calendar that has been gifted to me, and I think this is such a fun element to journal on. Then we have a beautiful, beautiful book page. This is a fussy cut rose from a little album that I have, and I made it into a tack spot so you can tack something inside. And here I am just attaching an actual vintage check, which is so fun to use, you know, as a little journaling card maybe, or to use in your collaging. So this is an authentic vintage piece. Then we have journaling page, and this is from Vintage Rose. And then we have this cute lace. This one is not vintage, but I just think it's super cute. This is mulberry paper, and it is amazing. Oh, I love this paper. The texture is amazing. It's handmade and super thin. It's pretty much transparent, so you can see what's on the other side. Then we have a book page from a book about growing roses. Another book page which actually gives you space for journaling, and there is a Chinese proverb here which says, "He who plants a garden plants happiness." More vintage book pages, and a gorgeous rose image in the center of the first signature. Then we have this collaged journaling card. It says nature. It's backed with coffee or tea stained paper, and I believe we made this one together as well, and it's just here clipped to the edge of the page with a gold paper clip, and I just added some eyelash trim to it to make it a bit more fluffy. There's lace on the edge of this book page, the other side of the mulberry paper, then clipped with this paper clip with a gorgeous bead, I don't know, tassel that has been gifted to me, is an envelope, and this one also comes from Vintage Rose add-on. And I added a cluster of laces and a button here, and inside you have a journaling card with space for journaling on the front and the back. all of the, or most of the cards, not all of them, and we will get to that, but most of the cards have been stitched around and backed with coffee or tea stained papers. Okay, so on the back there is some journaling space. Then we have this gorgeous book page, the other side of the calendar page, crinkly coffee paper, more from Vintage Rose. This one we also made together, so this is a little flip. So on the front here we have a tuck spot made with this gorgeous sequin gold piece and some other pieces, and a little tag. Then in this tall pocket we have a nice tall tag backed with some coffee stained cardstock. And then this flips out, and inside here we have some space where you can journal. This is light enough to journal with black pen or put pictures, and there's also some sari silk and some vintage lace and some scraps of various different pieces that you can tear and use for your collaging if you wish. So there's this wrapping paper, vintage ledger paper, vintage book pages, and music papers. And it is also a pocket here in the bag. I didn't put anything in there, but you can use it as well. Okay, so that's the end of the first signature, and as you can see I've left quite a bit of space between signatures, which means that you can still bulk this up quite a lot and the journal will still close comfortably. So you have beautiful Edith Holden book page with some lace, another cluster on this Vintage Rose image, more coffee stained paper with doily imprints, and it's super crinkly. Then this gorgeous page from this was like a 5-year calendar, which I don't use, so I decided to repurpose it because it's just beautiful paper and it gives you fun spots for journaling. Vintage music paper. Some vellum. I did not do anything to it, but I just love how the other, what's on the other side looks through vellum, and I think that if you journaled over it, it would just look so gorgeous. I love journaling over vellum. This is a coffee stained paper doily just for decoration, but also some spots for journaling. This is from Vintage Rose collage sheets. This is as well background piece, and then this amazing book page is an antique book page that I ordered from Rachel at Roxy Creations. Oh, I love this so much. It's just the feel of it. So every journal will come with a few of those pages. This is an actual vintage ledger page from 1940. Then a little kind of like dictionary, and yeah, this one actually comes with the rosa, so the rose. So this is the book page, and the middle of the middle signature we also did this element together. So you have a little sliding metal element which you can slide down, so it's a closure, and when you open this up you have, let me take those out, you have some collaging, some spaces for journaling, a lace pocket, and in the pocket there is this tag which we actually made together pretty recently. So it's backed with coffee paper and it's been collaged. You have some vintage postage stamps, vintage ledger, vintage music paper, and some beautiful Tracy Fox labels. And then this cute little piece of ephemera which comes from Jarf at Medieval Mirage, which I just really love, and I inked it on this side, and some of the ephemera pieces I left. If I printed them on like all of them are printed on high quality matte photo paper, and some of them I just wanted to leave uncovered because this paper is so smooth and so nice to write over. Okay, so this then slides back and closes like that. Alrighty, then we have this altered pocket, which I think we made together as well, or maybe I made these ones over on Patreon, with a cluster here and a big tag. This one is from my collage tags kit, also on sale right now, backed with grungy coffee paper. And there is a little tassel here with eyelash trim, this gorgeous gold trim, and a bulb pin with a couple of beads. And this is the ledger paper, the back of this stunning antique book page, more from Vintage Rose collage sheets. So is this vellum, actual vintage music paper. Then the other side of this 5-year calendar, crinkly paper. I love, I always say this in my flip throughs, but I just love the different textures. So even if you listen to this, you can hear the texture of this is different than the texture of this, and then this is nice and thick and smooth, and then there is this, and then this beautiful thick book page. Okay, enough about textures. So he clipped to the Edith Holden book page with a little clip, again gold paper clip with some lace, is a booklet which we also made together. So on the front and back it has Vintage Rose collage sheets, then there's a little bit of collaging and some cluster, and when we open this up we have 2 vellum pockets for ephemera, and I just put a couple of those faux tea cards, rose tea cards from the add-on kit in both of them, and I love using them as little journaling cards, or just to decorate, or you can even attach them to the page and use as little tag spots. And so the inside of this booklet has been collaged with vintage pieces and some digitals from my kit. So this clips back here. And the third signature, again, we are starting with scrapbooking cardstock this time. Oops, excuse me for knocking the camera. Some lace here. Again, another one of those big tag spots from Vintage Rose Images, and another beautiful postcard, journaling card from Jarf, Medieval Mirage. And then we have, this is floral collage paper, and again a little cluster with the shiny lace, some more lace underneath. This is floral collage background. This is an amazing paper, again from Rachel. Oh, I think this paper clip fell off. It was supposed to be here. So this is straw paper from Rachel, again, Roxy Creations, and I think it's Italian, and it's just so nice in texture. So when we flip this open, here we have this element, and did we make it together? I don't even remember, you guys, but if we did, then I am going to, excuse me, I'm trying to, yep. If we did, then the video will be in the description below. But basically what this is, it is clipped with a paper clip with, again, some beads. And so here in the front we have a pocket here. So this is a pocket from the add-on kit, the tag from the add-on kit, backed with some nice cardstock. We also have a pocket behind this whole thing, and I just added this beautiful paint swatch thing, which my friend Sandy gifted to me. She gifted me the most beautiful colors of those, and I think it just goes so well here with those pastel blues. And you could cover the back side and maybe use it for journaling, or you could also just cut those separately and use them in your collaging. So this is the pocket in the back, and I added just a little bit of lace. And also here there is a pocket as well, and this beautiful little journaling card comes from my friend Lydia, who is Raindrop Lila on Etsy and Instagram, and I will also link her shop below. So this is the side pocket, and then you have those 3 tabs here, and so with the first tab we flip this open and we have this Tim Holtz piece with some fussy cut flowers, and that you can use for your own collaging and a little bit of cluster or vintage fabrics. The second tab is for this piece of paper, so you can use it for some secret journaling. And then the third tab, when you flip it open, you have some journaling space and a pocket, vellum pocket here, and again one more card from Lydia, and this is a piece of Tim Holtz beautiful ephemera. And yeah, so kind of a lot of pockets in this one piece, but I think it's super fun. And then we have another page from Rachel, antique book page, more from my kit. This is not an old ledger, but I tea stained it, and I love the texture of this one. Some beautiful book pages with this cute fluffy lace, it's so soft. More crinkly pages, and then this one again clipped with a paper clip. A lot of the things are clipped, so if you would like to remove them and use them for something else or anywhere else, you are free to do so. So this is a seed pocket, again from the add-on kit, and what I did, I made a closure, like a sliding closure with a T-card and a brad here. So if you slide it like this, you have some space for journaling. Again, you can kind of have some secret journaling. And then when we open this up, there is some things perfect for collaging. So we have actual vintage tickets, I think 5 of them. So these are super cute. And then there are some stickers, so like postage. Oh, and this one is from Malta. How wonderful. I've just been to Malta recently, but these are some gorgeous stickers and some bigger ones. These are vellum stickers, perfect for collaging, for playing with and decorating your pages. So this slides like that, and it is just clipped to a vintage book page. Then this one is a tack spot. This is just cut from a collage masterboard, some cluster here, and I actually included this authentic vintage letter. So you can either just keep it, or you can maybe tear it up and use it in collaging. I don't know what I would do. I'm kind of hoarding my vintage letters and vintage stuff, but yeah, here it is. The background, the middle page of the last signature is journaling spaces from Vintage Rose. More rose book pages, gorgeous illustration, more crinkly paper. More from Rachel, so is this, her straw paper. This is from Floral Collage, so is this. And here on the last page, this is a tack spot. We made this one together. So this is just, you know, a strip of paper collaged all over with things. And I just added another one from Medieval Mirage here, and another small journaling card. And then this is the end. So I took a long time, but I will flip a bit quicker through the other decorated journals. So once again, this one is called Vintage Blue Decorated. This is what it's going to be called in the Etsy shop. Let's go to this one next. So this one is going to be called White Decorated. And again, we have some vintage sari appliques, vintage sari fabric, some more modern lace kind of hanging off of here. We have flowers, buttons. There is a book plate, metal book plate for you to slip in a little card with maybe the name of the journal or the date or the year. some lace here, there is some collaged elements behind this frame, and then of course the journaling card that you can remove and put your own photo if you wish so. Okay, here is the spine, so this lace kind of goes over to the spine. The back has a little, so this is this beautiful rose fabric that I used, and here is a little cluster, so we have lace flower and a bit of sari fabric. And then the tassel for this one is more kind of like pink and white. There is a lot of gold beads. I just love those beads, how they look. There is the handmade or homemade, let's call it, charm, rose charm. There is some star beads, which I love, and some of this gorgeous pink eyelash trim. And again, this is detachable, so you can remove it when you are journaling, but it also slides all the way up, so it does not get in the way of your journaling. Okay, so let's look at White Decorated. Not a very like imaginative name, but I think this will just make it easier in the Etsy listing. So we have our altered junk mail envelope with eyelets and jump rings, beautiful Maggie Holmes papers, vintage ledger for journaling, and pretty much the same thing. I love how this one turned out. Coffee stained paper, this calendar, beautiful thick vintage book pages, more from Vintage Rose, stunning mulberry paper. I don't think the camera is actually doing it justice, but it's really vibrant, those navy blue petals here. I love it. So we have book pages, we have some quotes, all of them are kind of about gardening, beautiful book pages, a journaling card, which is back to a tea stained paper. This one says hope and clipped with a paper clip. Tack spot for this little journaling card. The other side of the mulberry paper. Here is your envelope, and again there is a journaling card inside, and it's clipped with some beaded paper clip. This one we made together in a fun collaboration video. So this is all made from packaging. So I reused some plastic packaging, some kind of like paper packaging to make this pocket, window pocket. And then there is a journaling card inside, some collaging on the back here, some Edith Holden. And I love this gold piece. I think I don't have any left, which I'm very sad about. Beautiful Maggie Holmes paper here in the middle, and Edith Holden nature notes. I left all of the trims from stitching, or most of the threads from stitching long, but you can easily just clip them if, look at this. If you don't like them, this is this 5-year calendar page, and it is illustrated by Marjorie Bastien. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, but she is an amazing illustrator. So here is vintage music, vellum, paper doily, gorgeous piece from Rachel. Then this is again an altered envelope, window envelope or junk mail envelope pocket, and this one has this vintage letter inside. And it is attached to a page of a vintage ledger here. Your middle piece, again there's a tag, a little tag, and some collaging and space for journaling or sticking your own photos. Okay, here's your booklet. The front and the back. The front has been collaged, and again the same thing, collaged inside, vellum pockets and faux rose cards, and this is clipped to a piece of Edith Holden paper. More from Maggie Holmes. Oops. This is a tack spot with a vintage check or receipt. This is collage, floral collage and a cluster. Again, this one we made together, so this is this collaged strip which I used as a tack spot for another one of Medieval Mirage cards, and it is on, oops, I don't think I have a paper clip. Okay, I will add a beaded paper clip to this one, but this is straw paper. And so here again we have a pocket on the side with a gorgeous card from Lydia. We have the front pocket with a tag from my kit, the back pocket with this gorgeous, gorgeous teal looking paint swatch. And then we flip this open, we have fussy cut flowers. This one again flips open both ways for journaling, and this one flips open for another pocket, gorgeous journaling card and some journaling space, and this will be clipped with a beaded paper clip. So, some graph paper. And I get a lot of questions about this paper, the sound it makes. So this is just a regular printer paper, but it's a bit thinner. So your normal paper will have about 80 GSM weight, and this one is 60. So I just looked for slightly thinner copy paper. This is from Vintage Rose. I love this page so much. There's a lot of like vintage gardening magazines text about roses in the background of this kit. Here is the here is the seed packet. So this is what it looks, and then your vintage tickets and sticker stamps. This is super smooth. Again, all of the kit pages, digital pages, were printed on matte photo paper, so high quality matte photo paper. Here is another altered pocket and a tag from collage, from Floral Tags is the kit name. It's a kit full of beautiful floral tags, as the name suggests. Some more from Floral Collage. And this is the end. So this one is going to be called White Decorated in the Etsy shop. And then let's take a look. Let's take a look at this one. So this one is going to be called Sky Blue Decorated. And again, so for this one I went more with pinks and the blues. As you can see, there's this stunning beaded kind of jeweled piece of sari fabric on the top here, and I actually left it like a little fringe, a button attached to it. Again, some fabric flowers, and for all the fabric flowers, big and small, I added those faux flatback pearls as their center. This one also has a metal book plate, more buttons, more lace here, some collaging with Edith Holden and vintage music, and of course this card is again removable. Like that. Then we have the spine with the gorgeous fabric. I love this one. And the back with again beautiful fabric, and this is just a little collage of some bits and pieces. So there's this some silver like pearls or jewels. This is a gorgeous piece as well, some lace flowers. and such. And to stay consistent with the color scheme of this journal, I made the tassel pink and white and kind of like this baby blue or sky blue color. This is a nice large button here. Here are of course the beads, the eyelash trim, and the homemade rose charm. So this is what this one looks like, sky blue. Let's see inside her. Okay, so here is your pocket with a tag. Flips out, and this is a beautiful Maggie Holmes cardstock. I love this lace. Mulberry paper. A rose tag spot. Journaling card. Collaged. The envelope with a journaling card inside. A tag spot, collaged tag spot for a little card. Edith Holden, vintage rose images, coffee paper, this cute illustration on the 5-year calendar. More antique book pages from Rachel and vintage ledger. Here is your flip out, so a card here, a tag in the front, paint swatches in the back, and then you unclip it, and so here we have the fussy cut flowers, the journaling spot, more journaling space, and more cute cards. Excuse me. Okay, more vintage book pages. Here is the centerpiece with a collaged handmade tag, and this one printed from one of Medieval Mirage kits. And this rose actually comes, all of the kind of fussy cut roses like that come from my fussy cut roses kit. Sorry, there's one. I love how this lace looks like that, and it's so soft and so nice to touch. Here is altered junk mail envelope with a collage, floral collage tag from my shop, and some nice eyelash trims. Antique book page, vintage music paper. Oh, I love this foxglove with bees. The booklet. I love this. I loved making this little project with you guys. More rose illustrations from this little album that I have with a vintage check. This is from Floral Collage sheet, and I love the purple. I love the purple so much. Okay, this one is the one with little tag here, the long collaged tag in the long pocket, cluster, and then it opens up, and again we have lace, sari silk, and some scraps of papers that you can use in your crafting. And there is a pocket in the back as well. So this is Rachel's straw paper, and this gorgeous, oh, this is so pretty, antique book page. Oops. Okay, here is the center page. Here is the altered seed packet. or the digital seed packet from Vintage Rose. Altered junk mail envelope, and this super old letter. I think this is actually, so this is in Polish, which is so fun. I haven't noticed it. And I think these are some notes from some classical books, like Antigone, I see. And, oh wow, this is awesome. So, a little bit of Polish history, Polish vintage ephemera. More purple, and this is the end. So this one is going to be called Sky Blue Decorated, and the last of the decorated 4 is this one. This one is going to be called Navy Blue Decorated. So we have vintage blue, navy blue, and sky blue. This one is navy decorated. So again, we have all the different bits and pieces. Maybe I will show you guys up close because they are so shiny and so pretty and so textured. So this is this fabric flower. There are some buttons with twine. There's, you know, all of this texture on the cover, and again this card comes off and you can replace it. Here is the spine, and here is the back with the beautiful navy blue rose fabric and just a little cluster. And here is the side. Look at this, you guys. Isn't this just so gorgeous? So the tassel, again, to keep consistent with the color scheme, has some navy, has some pink, some white. Of course, the gold beads. This is a vintage button. And the wooden charm that we made. Okay. So let's see. And you know, the same thing, just different colors, different papers. So here is the collaged junk mail envelopes and all of these pretty paper. I love that. Like this spread is just so aesthetically pleasing for me with the pink. Here's the little flip out with lace, and this one actually has a piece of vintage letter, vintage ledger, and this one is from antique music page or sheet. Book pages, journaling spaces, a tuck spot, a collaged journaling card, the envelope. Oh, sorry, I skipped the mulberry paper. There's a journaling card inside. Edith Holden. I love this thick book page. It's really pleasing. More 5-year calendar, vellum. A tuck spot. I love this one. The color scheme is really nice. The opening, in the middle piece, which opens up. So there is a vintage letter in this one as well that you can use however you please, and then a journaling card from Medieval Mirage. Antique book page, vintage music paper, the booklet in this one. Again, I attached those two kind of covers with some jump rings. Gorgeous illustration. a big tag in a collaged pocket, and there is some lace imprint here on the coffee stained paper on the back, and a lot of the ephemera has also been gilded around with gilding wax. More Maggie Holmes here, a little tack spot with a tiny journaling card. This is from Floral Collage from my shop. I love this lace on the edge. Antique book page, so cute and so beautiful. Some lined paper, which has, I don't know if you can see, but this has some shimmer. I tea stained those and then sprayed with some shimmering mists. This gorgeous piece of coffee paper. More book pages. This is the middle. Here is the seed packet with tickets inside and a stamp, stickers. A collaged tag spot with this cute little tag and all the threads, and this comes from Floral Tags from my shop. Here is this huge piece. Oops. I got the paper clip tangled up in some of this lace. Okay, so here is the gorgeous card from Lydia in kind of this side pocket, the paint swatches, the tag here. I can't remember if we made this one together, but if not, maybe we will, because I really love it. Okay, so here we have the paper, the fussy cut flowers, and journaling space, journaling cards in a vellum pocket. And this clips back like that, and then this is the end. So this one is going to be called Navy Decorated, and I think we can quickly look at the undecorated journals. So this one is going to be called White Undecorated. So again, the same thing. The cover has been handmade from bookboard. Then we have all of these pieces, the pocket with the removable card, flowers, buttons, everything, the metal book plate. This one actually has lace, this beautiful flower lace on the spine, and this gorgeous fabric on the back. And then the tassel for this one includes some silver lace, because we have some silver on the cover, and those gorgeous turquoise stone beads. And because we also have some turquoise, and then the handmade charm. So this one is White Undecorated, and the undecorated journal is pretty much just beautiful papers, and a lot of them. There is over 170 pages here in those journals, but they also come with kind of decorated edges of the pages, so you get all of the clusters and all of the laces that the decorated journals have, but also you have much more space to make it your own, to use your own ephemera. And I know some people prefer those journals to the decorated ones, so I think I'm going to try to include them in my shop more often and in my collections. Scrapbooking cardstock, digitals from Vintage Rose. This is again an antique book page from Rachel, and I believe it's in Italian. Is it? Oh, maybe it's French, actually. Yeah, I think it's French. Oh, look at this, you guys. I love it. Mulberry paper. This gorgeous scrapbooking paper. Beautiful book pages. I love this paper. also just the assortment of all the different pages. And you know, there is really a lot of space for journaling, even on a page like this. I printed those much lighter than kind of the front side, so you can journal all over it. There's a lot of spaces to write, but also a lot of space kind of to decorate. Again, a lot of space between the signatures, so you can actually decorate your own more vintage or antique book pages. I love this book page as well. This book has been gifted to me by Sandy. Thank you so much, Sandy. I love this book so much. I've been on a hunt for it. More antique book pages and vintage ledger. I've been on a hunt for it for some time now. Beautiful spread in the middle here. This is antique music paper, and you can kind of feel the embossing of the print. I think it's super neat. Of Holden and some other book pages. This one is actually from the album. This is a little Polish book, so I cut out or fussy cut some of those roses to make those floral collage, to make those tag spots for the decorated journals. The middle spread, journaling space, excuse me. I really like it. And this is the end. So this one is white undecorated. And here we have teal undecorated. Look at this, you guys. You have to see this. Oh, look at the gorgeousness of those pieces. I got them on Etsy and I really just had to use them on those journals. I think they look stunning. So the same thing, the pocket, the collaged front, some cute lace here, the spine. And actually for this one, this lace that's here kind of wraps over the spine, so you have some really pretty lace flowers on the spine. And here is the back, and isn't this fabric just glorious? I love teal. And then this is super pink and white. I really love this tassel. It matches the decorations on the front, so we have buttons, we have beads, gold and white and pink, and yeah, all of those elements. And of course the handmade charm. Well, it's not handmade, right? It's homemade. More like. Okay, and so the same thing again. Oh, it just gives me such a pleasure to flip through all of these different kinds of papers. It's such a relaxing thing to do, and listening to the paper sounds and feeling all of these textures. I wish you guys could just feel all the different textures of those papers, because I really try to make my journals, even if it's not decorated, I really try to make them kind of like a, well, I want to make them beautiful to look at, of course, but also like a tactile experience with, and kind of like a sound experience. Look at this. Oh, I love how this one turned out. Coffee stained paper. I love the way these papers feel under my fingers and how they sound. and the majority of what's not digitals is vintage here. So we have all of those book pages and or antique. There are antique pieces as well. This is so beautiful, this book page. Floral collage sheets and a background piece. I love kind of pairing those vibrant colors with some vintage ones. I think it looks really nice. And that's the end of the Teal Undecorated. And the last journal for today that we have to look at is this one, and this one is Navy Undecorated. So we will have Navy Decorated and Navy Undecorated. And I will make sure that I will write those, you know, in the beginning of the listings names, so you will see that. But again, a vintage applique, flowers, and gold leaf trim. Again, this journaling card is removable, and this one actually has this glorious lace on the spine. I really love it. And then here is the bag, beautiful fabric. And so in the tassel we have actually some very dark navy blue, which I think works well with this journal. This one is pretty much the color of some of the elements on the front cover, but we also have some white laces. We have this one or two, I think one, I don't think I had more, but this is just this gorgeous sapphire colored bead. Yeah, so, and the charm, of course. So here is this one, Navy Undecorated. And that's the end. So this one is Navy Undecorated. Thank you so much for joining me, excuse me, for this video flip through. I know it's probably super long. I won't see how long until I get to edit it. But again, these journals are going to be available in my Etsy shop this weekend, and the date and time will be in the description box, so check there if you are interested. So will all of the digitals that I used. The digitals are currently on sale in my shop, so also take a look if you are interested. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, even if you are not interested in purchasing a journal. Personally, I just love watching journal flip-throughs. They give me so much inspiration, so I hope this one gave you some inspiration and maybe some joy. Thank you so much. If you are still here, please let me know which one was your favorite. I couldn't choose. I feel like a mother who's unable to choose her favorite child. But I love them all so much, and I hope you do too. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys very, very soon in the next video. Bye.